So as part of the viewer request series, I have had some questions regarding further information on Reiki, and I'm really happy and so enthusiastic to be able to talk more about a subject and a healing modality that's really, really close to my heart. So I am really, really happy to get deeper into this subject today. One of the first questions that someone asked me to discuss more about regarding Reiki is how to know if Reiki is a right choice for you to pursue as a person, as a healer. How do you know if it's a right path for you to follow? So I want to preface this discussion with a brief description about what Reiki is. And if you're looking for more information, you can check out, I have a few other videos on Reiki and what it is exactly, and many other wonderful healers have videos on YouTube about Reiki. So feel free to check those out and get more information from that. But Reiki is defined in basic terms as universal healing life force energy. So it's a healing energy that cannot be used negatively or for ill. It's not attached to any specific religious belief. Although it was founded by a Buddhist monk, it's not attached to Buddhism. You don't have to believe in Buddhism to use it. It's a universal healing life force energy. So it can't be used in any negative ways. It's completely positive, and the energy is shared by the laying on of hands, either physically laying hands on the physical body or working energetically in the area above the physical form, which some people would refer to as an aura. Reiki can also be shared long distance, so through time and space. Because there is no such thing as time the way that we look at it, it's not linear the way that we would look at past, present, future, because time is happening on multiple levels, holographically, all at once. As you grow more acquainted with Reiki and as you progress in your journey with Reiki, you're able to work with Reiki across time and space, and so you don't have to physically be in the presence of another person to send and share Reiki energy with them. So that's just a brief discussion of what Reiki is before we get deeper into the subject. So ways to know that Reiki is a good choice for you to follow as a healing path would be if you're aware of the fact that your own physical body, your spirit, your soul, your energy, emotionally, if you're aware of the fact, and spiritually, if you're aware of the fact that there's healing that is required for you at this time. So if you're aware of the fact that you're in need of healing of some sort, then Reiki is a great choice for you, because when you start on your Reiki journey, and you'll take a Reiki level 1 training, the focus in the Reiki level 1 training is on healing yourself. You are given tools to use Reiki with others immediately in the Reiki level 1 training, but the real focus is that there's a healing that needs to occur for yourself, and you're given a lot of tools and spiritual experience as well through the training to help you to see the healing that you need to have and to give you tools to be proactive about your own healing and to experience healing on a personal level. So if you're aware of the fact that you're currently in need of healing and growth spiritually, physically, emotionally, then Reiki is a wonderful, wonderful choice for you to take and to explore as an option. If you are aware that you're a healer yourself and you would like to offer healing to other people besides just yourself, then Reiki is an excellent option for you as well. It gives you a modality to offer to people, and one that enables you to offer healing, and there's usually an awareness by the other person that there needs to be an energy exchange for the energy given. So this is a positive, empowering way for us to offer healing to others. And if you feel that you're intrinsically, naturally a healer yourself, then Reiki is a wonderful way to offer healing to others. And you don't just offer Reiki healing for others on your table. Once you have been attuned to Reiki, and once you really start interacting and working with that Reiki energy through your body, you're able to share and send and give Reiki to others at any time and at all times. So the Reiki process really just opens you up as a conduit to the energy. You are not the Reiki energy. You're not some special thing as far as this is my energy and I'm giving it to you. So there's no way that you can be depleted when you work with Reiki. All that you are is a conduit who is able to open up and hold the space for energy from source, however you choose to look at that, whether you choose to call that God or spirit or goddess or universe. You are able to open up for that universal energy to flow from spirit through you, through your form, and into the other person. And then there's no fear of, if someone doesn't want Reiki, you violating their free will by giving them Reiki. Because Reiki is such a positive energy, and the original intention around Reiki was so positive, if the other person doesn't want Reiki, or if someone is trying to use Reiki negatively, then Reiki simply doesn't work. It just doesn't happen. So there's no, you don't need to have any fear attached to sharing Reiki, to offering Reiki, or to experiencing Reiki. It's something that you can't have a negative experience with. It can only be positive. So my caveat to knowing that if Reiki is the right choice for you would be that I would encourage you to explore your choices as far as Reiki teachers go. Reiki is really growing at a beautiful rate now, especially here in the States. And there you have options as far as your teachers go. So I would encourage anyone who's even thinking about Reiki to at least experience a Reiki level 1 training. And my caveat to that would be, please explore your options with teachers. I was very, very blessed I had the same teacher through all of my Reiki trainings, and I'm a master teacher, so I've taken all 4 levels. I had a teacher who viewed Reiki very respectfully and honorably, and she really created sacred space for us to walk into, and she held sacred space for us through the whole process. So we were really encouraged and enabled and supported in our life-changing experiences that occur when you have a Reiki attunement and a Reiki training at whatever level. So if you're at all interested in Reiki, definitely I would encourage you to receive a Reiki session, see how Reiki energy feels for you, and then explore the Reiki trainings, because like I said, Reiki level 1, you don't have to go out and share that with others. It really is about the personal Reiki healing. And then after that, you really step into the space of healing others to a fuller degree. So you don't have to want to be a teacher to experience Reiki healing and Reiki trainings, but it's really important that you find a teacher that you're able to have a really good flow with and a great level of trust. And that can happen very organically, and you could just see an advertisement for a Reiki training and know that's the one you're supposed to go to, and that's it. But if you feel drawn to do research, I would encourage you to see what your options are in the area that you're going to be looking to experience your Reiki training, because having a teacher who really honors the experience, the tradition, the lineage, and is holding sacred space for you throughout that process is really powerful. Reiki trainings are also a wonderful way to come into contact with and create a spiritual community that is supportive for you and in which you are able to support others as well. You're really going through an experience of rebirth when you work with Reiki attunements. And when you sit in circle with a group of people, men and women, you are really able to experience that rebirth together as a group. And if you continue to work together with Reiki energy outside of the training, which could be through Reiki Share, anything like that, a Reiki sharing group, once a month getting together, offering free mini Reiki treatments to the community, that type of thing, you can continue to build a really strong and powerful and encouraging spiritual community that can be really beneficial for you as you step into a new space as a person and as a healer. So those are my 2 things I wanted to add to knowing if Reiki is the right healing modality for you. The other questions that I were asked were, should I do a cleanse before I have my Reiki training? And what to expect from the Reiki attunement experience. So I'm going to start with the cleanse because I'm going to kind of be covering the same material a little bit here and I don't want to overlap. I would offer to you that you don't need to worry about having going through a cleanse before your Reiki attunement. Once you make the choice to take your Reiki training, your body, your aura, all of your energy fields are already starting a cleansing process on their own naturally. And once you are physically attuned by your teacher, you begin a 21-day cleanse that's extremely powerful, and especially for Reiki level 1 manifests on the physical plane. So your body's going to naturally start cleansing and clearing and ridding toxins and old energy that perhaps you've been holding cellularly that doesn't serve you anymore. It's automatically going to start that cleansing process. So if you feel drawn to do a cleansing period before your Reiki attunement, more power to you, and I would say go with your gut as far as that goes. But I would certainly say that it's not necessary because you are already beginning a cleansing process, and after your attunement you're going to have a very powerful, for most people, very powerful 21-day physical cleanse that's really going to kind of reset your system. And I would say to you, if you're trying to decide, do I do a cleanse before, I would offer that you do the cleanse after, while you're already in a cleansing mode, your physical body. That can be extremely powerful, and I do know people who have chosen to do that and have had, again, life-changing results from that cleansing period. So that's what I would offer to you as far as the cleansing process goes. I would say you don't need to have a cleanse before unless you feel drawn to, because your body is automatically going to start cleansing once you're attuned. Now let's talk a little bit about what a Reiki attunement is like and what to expect from a Reiki training. So, Reiki attunements are incredibly awesome experiences, and if you have a chance in your life to witness a Reiki attunement during a training, it's usually for a circle of people. If you are given a gift of being asked to attend and to help to hold a sacred space and circle for the attunements, it is a powerful experience. And I know for me, I can say firsthand that all of my Reiki attunements, and again I've had 4, have changed my life, my direction, my focus. They have given me an instant form of clarity that's let me know where I'm headed, what my bliss is, what my path is, what no longer serves, and what I can let go of now. So a lot of people everyone has their own unique experience during the attunement process. Some people just simply have a feeling of calm and everything is quiet and clear, and maybe they don't see anything. Perhaps it's just a sea of comforting darkness, like the night sky around them while they're having the attunement. Some people have visions, memories of past lives. Their intuitive psychic abilities just open up when they're attuned, because that attunement process is really just cleansing and clearing and helping you to remember yourself as healer and realign with that Reiki universal life force healing energy that's now going to be flowing through you constantly. So a lot of people have very, very powerful life-changing rebirth experiences during their attunement and in the time after that. And if you stay open to that energy and you continue to work with Reiki, that type of experience is only going to continue to grow for you, especially in regards to your psychic abilities and to working with your own intuitive energy, especially as a healer. So if you allow the attunement process to be, it can be a life-changing experience for you. Either way, even if you don't see anything and you're simply in a quiet, calm, beautiful space, the experience will change your life because you are opening up to your highest self and to being in contact with spirit all of the time, should you wish to do so. So I would offer to you that expect for your life to be changed. You might find that during that 21-day cleansing process that occurs after the attunements, that old emotions, old memories, old things rise to the surface. And when that occurs, if that occurs for you, honor those memories, grieve for them if it feels appropriate to do so, and really let them go. Don't continue to hold on to them out of fear. They're rising to the surface to be released. It's a very powerful experience, and if you can be fluid and allow yourself to go with the experience, then you're going to find that you let go of a lot of things that are no longer you and that are just simply a story that you're hanging on to. So I know for me, through my attunement processes, I had amazing experiences with different guides that came forward, and understanding of my purpose and the direction that I needed to head in my work, and on my path with my bliss. So once I started my Reiki trainings, the top kind of blew off as far as what direction I needed to follow and what was actually important in my life. And it became a lot easier to let go of things, relationships, people, ideas, beliefs, stories that didn't serve me anymore. So it's not like someone has a magic wand and you never have any problems in your life again. I'm by no means saying that, and if you follow me on my channel, you know that I have my own journey still and my own struggles as a human in this form, but it has changed my belief about myself, about others, about energy, about our own power as beings, and about stepping into healing as an empowering, to use that word again, as an empowering modality, and something that is supportive, encouraging, and uplifting for you and for anyone else that you work with Reiki energy. So that's what I would say to expect from the Reiki experience. I think if you're going to also be having your attunement and your training with a group, it is important to understand that everyone's going to have their own unique experience, and that part of that process is holding space for others. So it's a wonderful gift to get to hear what others experienced during their attunements and to share what you've experienced as well. And there is a great power to having a group training. And it is good to remember also that you are holding space for others, so it is wonderful to allow them to have their experience as well. I hope that that is clear as far as the group experience, what I'm trying to share, but it is important to remember that you are all having an experience together and also individually, and holding space for that is again a great honor, and something that if you're going to be working with Reiki in a what's a word that I want to say, in a long-term way where you're really using Reiki all the time, this isn't something you're going to do and then let go of. You're going to be holding space for a lot of people. And so this is a wonderful way for you to become acquainted with that if you're not aware of how to effectively do that when you're in the group environment. So I really do love a group training as opposed to being attuned to just one person, but there is also a benefit to that as well. And if you feel really drawn to have just a personal, private Reiki training experience, then again, do your research. You will find a teacher who's able to facilitate that for you in a very wonderful, meaningful way. Let's see, the other question I had was, share a little bit more about your journey with Reiki. So I have addressed the start of my journey in a previous video on what is Reiki and I think it was my journey with Reiki, but I'll put the links to those videos below. So you can take a look at that if you're more interested with how I became acquainted with Reiki and what my experiences of my trainings were, which again were extremely powerful and life-changing. And I'm very blessed that I'm able to be in contact with a lot of the women that I took my trainings with. And we do have a spiritual community that's very empowering and energetic. So that is wonderful. My journey, as I've continued to work with Reiki for quite a few years at least now. I will have to look, I think it's at least 3, if not 4 years since I've started my Reiki journey. Through Reiki, I came in contact with tarot and oracle cards and had an instantaneous connection and understanding that this was an intrinsic part of my path as a healer and as a path for me, for myself, as a being in incarnate form in this life. And I continue to explore my work with tarot as a healing modality, but also the marriage of Reiki and tarot together, which I find to be extremely fulfilling and endlessly exciting, and just layer and layer of new understanding each time that I work with someone. When I am offering a tarot reading, I am sending Reiki as I'm doing a reading. And so if you're getting a tarot reading from me, you're getting Reiki from me. If you're getting Reiki from me, you're also going to be having a discussion about symbols and the collective unconscious, and we're probably also going to be drawing cards at the end of the session, if not the beginning of the session as well. So I've had the blessing to be able to marry these two modalities together, and I'm experiencing great joy and bliss from that as I continue to work with more and more people in person and now online as well. So that's been really exciting. The direction that I found my work with Reiki taking as far as session-wise goes with my clients, I really am in love with shamanic Reiki. And so as I'm saying those words, if that speaks to you and you find yourself interested, well, what is shamanic Reiki? I would encourage you to read the book Shamanic Reiki by Lynn Roberts. I would also encourage you to read The Magic of Reiki by Christopher Penczak. I really incorporate a more native energy with my Reiki work. So I use stones and crystals, I use toning, I will use bells and drums, I use feathers, I use the elements and symbols representing the elements during the Reiki treatment. I don't offer a silent Reiki treatment, which is an option, and there are many healers who do amazing work that way. I really love to have a discussion while we're working through our Reiki together. And so I will ask questions and use my tools in my medicine bag, and really kind of get down into what's the emotion that's being held in this space that's manifesting physically for you at this time, and how can we release that so you can experience health in that space, or a release of the discomfort or disease that you're holding in that space. And so that has been very exciting for me, and that just keeps growing and growing for me as I continue to work with Reiki. I think the beauty of Reiki not being associated with any type of spirituality or any type of religion is that it marries very easily and very seamlessly with your own beliefs. And so because I follow a pagan path spiritually, Reiki works wonderfully, again, elementally for me, and also in the use of my tools through my pagan path. I'm able to use tools that are part of nature, and these are imbued with a powerful energy because I look at them as having that energy, and I choose to interact with energy, other energies, light force beings that will choose to be acquainted with that tool for me, and so we can work together. I love to have a discussion with spirit guides, my own and also my clients when I'm working with Reiki. That is extremely powerful and empowering for both of us, for all of us in the room, I believe. And it's a lot of fun to energetically pick up on something and be able to discuss that with my client, and for us to both have a beautiful experience with these other energies that are working with us. The more that you work with Reiki, again, the more that your psychic and intuitive gifts and abilities come forward. So if you can see colors, if you see auras around people, I assure you that's just going to continue to grow the more that you work with Reiki. And the more people that you see through Reiki, the more that you're exercising that muscle as well. So the gifts just continue to grow and grow that way. Intuitively, psychically, I'm enjoying with my practice really picking up and getting a lot of clarity without having to use the cards if I don't feel drawn to for a session, or if it's in the middle of a session, I don't need to grab the cards to pick up on something for someone, or to have a conversation with a deceased loved one, or a pet that's left physical form but is still energetically with its owner. So Reiki really is able to hold a space and to allow your gifts and your beliefs about your spirituality to really blossom and grow. and to have very powerful exchanges with other people as well. And the beauty of Reiki is that when you are giving Reiki, you are also receiving it, because you are just the conduit. And so I always find, and if you are working with Reiki, you should always find as well, that you are never drained after a Reiki session. Instead, you feel renewed and positive and excited and uplifted and raring to go for whatever else is coming up for you during the day or the evening, or whenever you're offering Reiki sessions for others. So my journey with Reiki, as it continues, just keeps growing and growing, and definitely in a very shamanic, feminine way. And I am excited to see this year how that continues to grow. I've really found that I've had a lot more clients coming forward asking for Reiki sessions, a full session instead of tarot readings, which the bulk of my practice is still through tarot and psychic work, but it's exciting to see that the Reiki sessions are also growing and expanding as well, and so it's a lot of fun for me to continue to work with that. And again, Reiki is just, it has no bounds. There's no end to the beauty and the perfection and the wonderfulness of Reiki and the benefits of Reiki, both for the healer and the person coming to have the session. And again, all of my Reiki trainings were life-changing for me and really helped me to open up, first of all, to my own healing, then to the understanding of time as being holographic and not linear, and to understanding that the healing really has an emotional root, that if we can tap into that and help to move that energy, it's extremely effective for us as healers and for the person coming to us to experience healing. For my master training, I really came into an understanding of, again, the shamanic direction. That would be the path for me with Reiki. And then for my master teacher training, I really had a very clear understanding that I would be teaching others how to work with Reiki energy, but also teaching others how to heal themselves. And that was when I started offering tarot workshops with my teacher during my Reiki master teacher training process. And that's when I started making videos on YouTube. So it just goes to show that there was a clear understanding that came to me at that time, that part of my path was teaching and sharing my journey, what I was learning, and also sharing healing with others and empowering them to heal themselves. So I would offer to anyone interested in Reiki that if you allow it to be, if you're open to having a life-changing experience through Reiki, it will come to you effortlessly, and it will be a beautiful, moving experience for you. So I hope that this has given you all some more information on Reiki, some more guidance. Thank you to the two people who asked me to share more about Reiki and gave me those wonderful questions. They were great. I hope that I answered them clearly enough for you. And if you're drawn to ask more questions about Reiki, please feel free to message me on Facebook at Artist Owl Moon. And I would love to offer more information, more videos, more posts about Reiki, and help you all find your way to Reiki if you feel drawn to work with Reiki energy. So many blessings to you all, and I will see you in the next video.